The most manipulative people rarely raise their voices. They hide in plain sight. They twist simple conversations to center themselves and quietly dodge responsibility. If you're not careful, you'll walk away feeling guilty, confused, or small and won't even know how it happened. Here are top 10 phrases deeply selfish people use in everyday conversation. That's not my problem. When someone says, "That's not my problem," they're really showing a lack of empathy, not just setting a boundary. It's a way of saying they won't help, even when it would take little effort. I once asked a neighbor for a small favor during a tough time, and his cold response told me exactly where I stood. "You're just jealous." This phrase is just a deflection. Instead of listening to criticism, selfish people dismiss it as jealousy to avoid taking responsibility. It's not about envy. It's about escaping accountability. "I don't owe anyone anything." This phrase might be technically true, but it shows a cold transactional mindset. People who use it often take what they need and vanish when it's their turn to give back. Real relationships aren't about loopholes. They're about mutual care and effort. "I never asked for your help." This one hits hard when you've gone out of your way for someone. Selfish people gladly accept help, but later say, "I never asked you to avoid giving anything back. It's their way of keeping the benefit while erasing your effort. "I don't have time for this." This phrase isn't really about being busy. It's about what or who someone values. When they say, "I don't have time for this," they're often saying you don't matter enough. Selfish people use it to remind you that their priorities come first. "That's just how I am." This phrase is a favorite of people who avoid growth. They use it to excuse bad behavior and shut down any chance for accountability. It's not honesty. It's a red flag disguised as personality. "I deserve better than this." This phrase can sound like confidence, but in the wrong hands, it becomes entitlement. Some people use "I deserve better" to justify selfish choices while ignoring what others have given. Often, it really means "I want more without giving more." "You're making me look bad." This phrase isn't about the issue. It's about protecting their image. Selfish people don't focus on your feelings. They focus on how they look. Instead of care, they choose control and say, "You're embarrassing me," instead of "Let's talk later. It's not fair to me." This phrase can sound reasonable, but selfish people use "that's not fair" to center themselves. They complain the moment things don't go their way, even when the situation is actually fair. For them, fairness often just means getting the most attention. You wouldn't understand. This phrase sounds deep, but it's often just a way to feel superior. Instead of opening up, selfish people use "you wouldn't understand" to shut you out and stay in control. It's less about your understanding and more about keeping the power. We all say selfish things from time to time. We're human. But if someone consistently uses these kinds of phrases, it might be more than just a bad day. It might be a pattern. And once you start to recognize the language of selfishness, you're in a better position to protect your energy and choose healthier connections.